know what I'm doing here. I don't know who made this shirt. I think this comes from my belated brother-in-law. Let's say cook or crook. See, I can't figure out. You see, this is my right hand, so it goes here. But that's on that side of the screen, which you see me pointing that way. Well, there's my hand. But when I look on the screen, my hand is there. That's where my hand is. My hand is here. So if I put my hand like this and I look at the screen, when I lift this hand, I think I'm lifting this hand. It's really, really weird. What am I going to start this video off? Do I have a hood on this? I wish I did. It's always looked like a chicken to me in here, like a little chicken's head and the egg over here. That's sort of a jack. Right? Why do they have the jack in this? I don't know. Okay. So what I want to start with, for if anybody's, is this somebody's first time here? What do I mean in the description? First of all, I wanted to put this into the description also. And then I wanted to put one more thing in the description. Hold on a second. Just give me a, no, that's not what I, okay, I'm going to continue. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm just checking to see if that's on. It's on. To all those who have never seen the channel before, that's what I want to put down right now. Okay. Okay, do you notice each box? I only posted this once, right? But it showed up 8 times because it seems like when I do post, it's the posting area for the company called YOUTUBE. I think that's YouTube, that company. So what do I want to talk about? So what do I do? Why did I write all this? Every single dot and dash that you have ever seen, have you ever asked yourself why? Now, when you write a dot or a dash on this paper, there's 2 ways to write the dots and dashes. When you come to an end of a sentence and you put a period, right, you end up with a separation in 4 areas. Now, if it was pixels, right? If it was pixels, you would be doing this entire area over here. Because pixels, for some reason, I don't know any pixels to be round. All the stuff I use out, and maybe today, as they manipulate everything, maybe you can get it, but this is a period. And this is a single pixel that I cannot do without using a pen. So I have to understand what the difference is. I understand the difference here. Here, I'm going to have 4 corners. Here, I'm going to have 4 dots. And within the 4 dots, I'm going to get an area, and they've already created a game for that. But over here, what's going to happen over here is I have 1 dot. The value of this one is 5. The value of this one is 20. Where do I get this information from? Well, if I go ahead and take this dice cube or Rubik's Cube or this calculator, they tell me the story. This tells me there's 1 dot in between 2 sides above and below. Rubik's Cube is a little bit bigger, showing me the 1 area, 2 sides above and below, showing me there are 9. On the calculator, I have a face of 9. I believe that on the bottom, it's just an expression that where the equal goes and this dot goes is telling us a different kind of story. Why ask why? It's always stuck on you. You have to explain it. Yes, is that a question? Why ask why? Is that a question or is it a statement? And then you wrote, Just know that it's always stuck on you. I have to think about that. And why ask why? I have to go over that also. I have to go over the questions. We have to go over questions. We have to go over thank you. You know, you might write it like this, but you can be like this as the 21st, right? Universal soldiers. Thank starts with TH and ends with the ank. So the ank is noted to be, I think it's noted to be like that. And that's the ank. Now I'd have to look at this, right? Is it like that? The design is, you know, which way is the design? You notice I put one of them up and the other one down. When we see artwork, right? When I see all of this, if I went to the roulette wheel and followed the roulette wheel betting patterns, you can't bet 9. You can bet the 6, you can bet the 2, you can get the 4, you can get a row of 3, you can get a row of 6, you can get a row of 12, but now I need another Rubik's Cube. Or am I now betting the 3 here and the 1 here? Do you notice the fourth one disappears onto the other side? Here, with Rubik's Cube, they all turn, all 3 turn at the same time. 4 sides, 3 areas. So you're moving 3 areas at a time. And at the same time, I can be moving this way, or I can be moving this way. According to the calculator, when I move this way in rotation, I go 3, 3, and 3. 3, 3, and then the next 3 is the next number, and then 3, 3. But if I move this way, I move 1, 1. So does that have anything to do with the year, where we go 3 years in 1 year as we're going around, as the Earth turns around? 1, 2, 3, and then 4. But now I'm pointing in the other direction. So I got to do many more cycles. So we have to understand how our cycles work. When you have TH, right, that begins at 4th, just after 3rd. So you have RD 22, TH 28. What follows man? Ape. Ape follows man. Go. I don't know any words with that total 28. I'd have to think about it. What would equal to 28? V. I need 22 and 6. VEA. Eva. Eva's 28. Can we get another 28? If I used 015, I'd need a 13 to add up to so that would be golf. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. Okay, I'm not looking to get into that. I'm not looking to get into this either, other than to understand where we can go with each of the words in each of the questions. This is what is 21. The next piece I just want to go over real quick. What our obligations are. Since all ancient, this is what I believe. I worked with an old computer. Oh, that's that. I don't like that. I believe that when all ancient creation came to being, everything was square-like, right? And when you go to paint, you can realize that when you're working with paint, just hold on. When you're working with paint, and I take a line and I do this. Let me make that a bigger line. I'm not sure if you can see this. Hold on a second. Let me make it larger. Okay. So we're going to take this line and we're going to move it. And when you take a look at the line, it's all edgy. So now as you move this down, now do they spin over? It looks like they're spinning, right? But all they're doing is changing the box. Partly in one box, partly in another box. Right? I have to shorten this up to make it easier. So now we have this, and until we get straight, right? This is not straight. until we get straight. See the lines? Now you can see there's less of them. I'm not sure what story this is telling us. I come out here and I bring things into a different understanding. Also, when you look at this, it looks like it's going back and forth like this, jigging out. This angle also shows distance. There's a distance. Whoop, I'm moving the thing. I just want to. So now there's less and less and less and less until there are none. See where the first one goes? The first one, whoop. See, it splits it in the center. When it splits it, now it splits it like this. That's my pixel. And then it's straight. So this is the way I believe things are made. So now I have to look for the missing pieces. And part of the missing pieces are right over here, I believe. I could have went and did this square, right? This entire piece could have been, let me just get this out here. Here's the entire piece square. So we're missing this check mark, which looks like a heart, could be a diamond, etc. We see all the jagged areas. So this might be able to tell us what letter this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th letter. May not. Over here, it is the same thing. We have 1, 2. I have a jagged line here, and I should have had a jagged line over here. I didn't draw it up, right? Which is bringing out the K letter over here. K is noted also to be what is kilometers, or also noted to be 1,000. I did not curve it at this corner. Maybe I should have curved it, right? Maybe I should have curved it over here to create that actual rate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one there are 7, but 1, 2, 3 high. Now there's a difference between 3 high. I think I did it there. 3 high over here and 2 high over here. The difference is the dot and the dash. This one over here is going to be Earth. You plug yourself right in there, can't see it. This one is going to be Mars. With Mars, or that dot, I can create a window because I have a dot right over here. But with Earth, I can actually be here, or here, or here. And what that means is with this, in order to create that perfectly, I will have to surround it like that. So if I am surrounding it like that and putting that in the center, can I put it in the center? Well, the only way to get that in the center is to draw a line up here, draw a line down here, draw a line down here and here. Now what we're gonna do, I don't know if I should do it this way, is complete it like that. V11. If I looked at Roman numerals, this would say 4, 6. V plus 1 is 6. V minus 1 is 4. The angle. And this is what will turn the extension of what was Mars is now Mars and Earth coming together. You know, they say the 9 lives of the cat, but then they say K9. Did you know that the 9 is the I letter and the K is the 11th letter? Read it. Equaling to what is 20. Why is this 20? Why did I say 6 points? Why did I say every dot is the Mars is 5 and Earth is 20? The reason for that is when you add up all these numbers, 17, 24, 35, 39, 42, 43, 44, 45, it equals to 45. So one number equals to 5. Now the question is this one being divided by 4 areas that surround it? Or should I be giving this area a single dot? What equation should I create to do this? I'm going to just, whoop, my cat's on my wire. I have to pick her up. Oh my God. Because I'm just going to read the comments and then I'm going to get back to it. Yes, thank you for the cat. The cat, you're a cute cat. Raining cats and dogs. Just to note that the first letter of cat is C, and the first letter of dog is D, and that's DC, House of DC. Also noting, if you're new here and haven't heard this before, and all I do is keep repeating. I'm just going to repeat. I can't always bring in new stuff. You got to repeat it. House of DC, Washington, DC. Now you're going to say red and blue. And I'm going to say, why red and blue? Well, cold, starting with a C, ironic, is number 34, 3 and 4 again. Cold, okay, being number 34, also represents number 1, which is 34, using 3 and 4 as CD or DC. Also, blue is for boys. So we're going to go for Democrats or demolition because they're wearing the blue. Now we go to the red, we go Republican, we go repossession, and we go to hot. And it's ironic that hot is number 43. So you put hot and cold together, Republican, Democrat, but in red and in blue, you can have the Blue Devils, but do you have the Red Devils or is it red hot? And then if you got the red hot, you get the red hot chili peppers. Because everything I do comes out somewhere so we can all do this. This was not made for one person alone. It was made for everybody. The entire planet has a direct connection with RIP IPS. Rest in peace, your IP address. Everything to do with IP. You also have the Internal Revenue Service. All the stuff that starts with your I and R coming together because that is the base numeric value for your base beta creation. I and R are the only 2 letters in the alphabet that are created from three. I'm going to show you from 360 degrees. 3 times 6, 18, 180. 3 plus 6 equals to 9 or 90 degrees. When you're turning this cube around, although you can be working in 45-degree angles, right, which is the Queen's angle, the 45-degree angle, when you move this a 45-degree angle, it'll automatically tell me that I'm going to be moving this 7 plus 1 time coming back to the beginning. The Queen is the one that supports that. The hat on the Queen in the deck of cards is on an angle. When you move 90 degrees, you've moved once. You move twice 90 degrees, you move 3 times 90 degrees. So if I show you the 6 on top, and I move once, I move twice, and by the time I move 3 times, the 4th time, I'm back to 6 again. Now we take the dice, and I turn it this way, and we do it again, and we come back to 6 again. Then I take the dice, and I turn it this way, and then you turn it this way. So every single side is going to get a number of sequences before we start the whole cube over again. How many times do I have to turn it? I don't know. I never did that equation. Maybe I did in the past. I don't remember. Maybe I'll do it right now. I don't know. But what I will do right now, if I can remember, oh yes, is understanding that it's the 8 times or 4 times that it's going to happen. And 4 and 8, ring 48, pole 48. Around the dice is 4 areas. Call it the ring. It's 36. Why? Rubik's Cube. 9, 9, 9, 9. 36, 9, 9, 18. 36 and 18. But when I turn it around, I'm not getting all of that. All I'm getting is 26 complete cubes. You're not seeing these over here, but there's 26 cubes that are turning around. So even though I said 31, 2, 3, 4, 36, you must take away 26 and you're left over with 10 because there's only 26 cubes. There's also 1 that is in the center all the time, always hidden. So you have 26 and 1. So when you count 36, right, on the side, it's actually, when you count 36, did I get that right? There's automatically 1 in the center we're not counting because we don't see it. So would that be 36 plus 1? Plus, when we spin it around this way, is it 26 plus 1? So if I went 26 plus 1, and there were 31 days in the month, I would go 26 plus 5, right, equaling to 31. If there were 30 days in the month, I would go 26 plus 4. If there were 28, it would be 26 plus 2. But there's no months of 26 plus 1. I did it that way, and also understand that in 28-day cycle, in the 28-day cycle of the moon, when you take the calculation 2 times 8, 2 plus 8 equals to 16 and 10, 26. So it shows you the 16 and 10 separation. And 16 is a for me, it's a special number for many reasons. One of the things is it's part of the day, and it's 2/3 of the complete day for 16 hours. 1 and 6, when it's inverted, it's 91, and that becomes the spirit, or 13 times 7 equals to 91, which is 13 cards added up 1 through 13, equaling to 91. Also, 61 is the church. Sometimes I lose myself. Let me think. Where was I? The 6, the 9, the 27. I think I lost myself. Wow, I'm not happy about that. Let me read what was on the thing. Maybe I can remember. TV apocalypse. I'd have to go take a look. TV apocalypse. TV. Oh, that's you. TV apocalypse. That's a good move. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. PM. Okay, PM. Queen. Okay, PM. Right. Menstrual cycle. PM. Something like that. That's what it fits to. So PM is 16 and 13, 29. AM is 1 and 13. So because it's 1 and 13, AM becomes 1 and 4. This becomes 7 and 4. This becomes time, energy, Jesus, time, energy, Jesus. Oh, yes. And P is 7. M is 13. So right away it leads up to 91 mathematically. 7 by 13 is 91. 7 plus 13 is 20, is 111. And the core of 36 numbers, okay, the core of 36 numbers, 1 through 36 added up, equals to a total of 666. But the center between 16, 17, and 18, 19, 20, and 21, which is the core, there's a rectangular area, 16, 17, 18, or 2 bricks this way, 2 bricks this way, and 2 bricks this way. On the roulette table is the only place on the table where it's red, red, black, black, red, red. 1, 1, 1, and the total is 111. At the same time, it looks like a crystal, because what happens is above that area is 14, and below that area in the center equals to 23. 1 and 4 equals to 5, and 2 and 3 equals to 5. And when you flip your dice over, the 4 and 1 is actually your 360 degrees. 41 is home and king. And when you want to run at 32, right? When you flip this over, it becomes 45, which is the sun. This also is the ram. When you say Mars, there's an S at the end. When I understand S comes at the end of something, it's usually plural. So when you say Mars, it becomes plural, and it's Mars becomes ram, ramification. There's more to ramification. I was looking at a word today, and there's more in certain words. Let me take a look at this word. Yes, I was looking at words like this. Denomination. Dominant. This means my name in French. Minimum. When you put this together, min, and then this, it becomes min at or in at, because when the AT comes together, it gets changed over to this. Because I'm not looking, I'm listening. When I hear something that I know written in a certain way, I'm going to transform it into the ways I know it. And it's the at sign that tells me that story. Like the Bible, let me read. Like the Bible says, like the Bible, yes, it helps me somewhat for sure. Repeat, repeat. But 11 better with actual communication other than texting. But do believe I have improved a bit. It's only for ourselves we need to improve. So would that be 9 and 18? Yes, like Ireland, right? Ireland, Scotland, the three leaf or four leaf clover. I and R are the only two letters in the alphabet in their own, and the alphabet does not end with a 9; it ends with an 8. That means in order not to have a checked corner, we would have to be with Y, sometimes like I, right? When actually the value, okay, is the 27th letter, and 2 and 7 is what is 9I. So the A would be the first letter, and the last letter would be Z. But to restart the new alphabet, you can actually begin from I. And then the 27th letter being I, if we do it this way, the 27th letter, which is I, and then we can go the 28th letter, right, would be J, and the 29th letter would be K, and the 30th letter would be L, and the 31st letter would be M. So when you get to that, okay, the L and M are the 12th and the 13th letters in the alphabet. When you get to that formation and you get to 30 and 31, if you were looking this at days, we would now look at it this way. If we were looking at a days, this is 12 and this is 13. We're looking at a days, there's four months and there's 7 months of these days. There's 1 month in 4 years on the 4th year, and there's 1 month for 3 years. So these are the base cycles. There's a few cycles that are going on here. First, it's the day cycle, right? When you have 1 day. And then we were told we have 1 day and we have actually 6 days of rest makes up to 7 days. Did you know that the hen does not lay an egg on day 7? Then we have, so this is the day of rest. And it's also the extra point or the touchdown. And then there's 2 and 5, which 2 days are on the weekend, except they are the ends of the weekend. It is here for Sunday and here for Saturday. Although Sunday starts over here, they're divided. It's the first day after the day of rest dividing the weekend. Then over here you have the center of the week. So you have 5 days, 1 day, and 1 day. And then you have 1 day again when you start over again, when you start from the Saturday to the Sunday. And the gematria effect goes 7, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. I'm just going to show you because over here and over here goes 6. Connecting 3 and 5 goes 4. Connecting 1 and 3 goes 2. 6, 4, 2 will connect the odd numbers. So what happens is when we get over here, right, this one over here, this is the letter M. The next letter is N, and both of them have the value of 1 and 1. It's doing the same scenario over here. When you get to 7, you end up with a point. When you get to 1 and 1, you end up with this. and then you end up with this, almost looking like cat ears. Cat ears. The 2 and 5 scenario, where we have the weekend, and then we have the 3 and 4 scenario. And the 3-4 scenario is 3 days and 1 day and 3 days. And this one is the moon cycle. And the reason I say that is because it's Wednesday, and the moon cycle is 31, 13, 31, or 13, 31, 13, equals to 75, equals to 57, 75. It's actually moon electric. There are other words I can use in this, but where did I get this? The value of electric is 75. The value of moon is 57. And it's funny that the reverse of Mars equals 57. And the letters are H-I-N-Z. And when you take those letters, H-I-N-Z, now you got, I was also talking about Ireland, not to forget. Is that the way you mark it? Here you have your DNA. Here you have your 360 degrees in your house in the E world, house of Bet. (18) and 9 equals to 27. 27 is located right over here. That's 27. So if you had 14 around, right? 14 around, if you count these sides here, is 14. Then you had the 2 dots equals to 16. You were going to have 7 up. So in this one, your calculation is, look at that, 77 in this one over here, showing that you have 16 dots and 7 voids. The 16 equals to a 7, and the 7 voids equal to a 7. 77 equals to what is matter. Also, for some chance, this word comes in. And if you notice in the word Christ, there's a number 1 and a number 5 talking about Mars. Home run, creation. C and H coming into this. S and T, first. And it even says first. Here, this is first. I'll just put CHR in front of it. Creation of the resident heaven. Rachel. R, CH, and EL, one wing birth. The L is going to represent what is C with I. 3 plus 9 equals to 12. It is when you create 1 plus 2 equals to 3, 3 becomes the minimum part of your creation. Bring it to the power, and your birth equals to what is 9. The 9 gets inverted to 6, and you have your rotation in birth, 39 and 36. This is the half-life. The even number shows up as the half-life in the house of Bait, a secondary house. You have 2 dots. Mars has 2 moons. Earth has 1 moon. I'm not sure if it's to bring in the pirate spirit. Somehow there's a possibility that they added something to this in order to pirate us. Because Earth came in with 2 sexes. And we only have 1 moon. They also say we live in the beehive. Here we have the beehive. The bicycle cards say 808 on a tombstone. Rest in peace. Also, to understand that they brought us into this world and they showed us, they taught us, they showed us, and they repeated to us number 33. 3 times 3 is 9. You can also make 9 like that, right? Looks like a G. You ever look at this G like that? Well, it looks like there's a jack that's inside of it, the 7th and the 10th letter, not for any reason or not. The numeric value for rabbit. You want to call the white rabbit? How about 7 come 11? 77. We're back to Christ again. Also, it becomes 2 and 7 in the house of 8, or 2 sevens. Where do I get? 5 and 2 is 7. 6 and 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Where do I get 77? Where do I get 77? Right. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. And it ends up creating what is 17Q, the 7th letter and the 10th letter. Even the French, they exchange the sound of these two letters. And at the same time, I'm just trying to see something. Oh, yes. When you look at it, it looks like number 6. When you look at a G, sometimes it looks like a 6. It could be misrepresented. Well, 7 and 6, as the 7th letter in 6, it's representing Earth and Mars. J represents what is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. But since we can only work at 3, it's either 1, 2, 3 equaling to 6, or 4, 3, 2 equaling to 9. We have it whole, but we cannot use 4. We only can use 3. Otherwise, you're into the next section. It's sections of 3. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I was going to just do this little thing over here, right? You have that 3 times 3 equals 9, the letter I. And then we're going to go and do this one over here. And we're going to do number 6. So we have number 6. And we have the 9. So I like to feel that if they're showing us something, can we take this a little bit deeper? So I just figure I'm going to do it like that. Diamonds are forever. And then you have that sort of like design. I'm just trying to figure out which other way we can look at it before I continue. So you sort of have a passage here. If we can, all we need to do is, how do we do this? We just continue that. We have a passage over here. See, there's a right angle A that's going to form from this. I don't want to do it that way. What I'm going to do next is it this? I'm just trying to figure out which way it. Just trying to see something. Okay, yeah. Okay. Did I get that done right? I think I made a small error. No excuses. Did make an error. I forget how to do this design, but so now we have one center tower to 2 towers over here. See the indentation? And then this is going to show us that we can connect to a new tower. Along with this is the maximum number of lines that we have are 1 line here, 1 line here, and then the pole that runs between the 2. And you can also see sort of like the this part over here, this line here, this line here, this line here, and then connected here, almost like the yank, right? So we have 3 lines. We have 3 lines. Should I do it again? No, we're just going to keep it like that. So we have 3 lines. We have 3 lines times 2 equals to 6. That's, you know what I'm saying? We have a line like that. I can't see, but I can barely see. Hold on a second. We have a line like that. We have a line like that. And I have a line like that. Now I'm going to connect these 2. And when I connect these 2, I now went from 6 to 8. And that's what divides the gate. And it's not from me. It's from these little things over here, these dice cube. 6 and 8. HOUSEPLANET. See that 10 over here? Just by chance, 10 equals to 39. Woman equals to 66. Freedom equals to 66. 16, 12. Right away, I know it's purple. Remember we spoke about okay, hopefully I don't forget. Wow, I'm running out of paper. when we talked about purple or warm or the red pill or the blue pill. So we come to over here and we get 1, 14, 5, and 20. Look, we have ET. You know, if you put ETTE in French, it says summer, and then we get a sun 10. This also stands for angel. It also recreates what is the birth in the house of Bait through creation, because 3 and 9 comes together, and that's your first base for birth in your first creation. A, B creating C, and then giving birth, creating L. And that L is for the queen. And it shows to the gateway, because when you add 1 through 12, which is the queen, because the queen card is the 12th position, unless you're in war, then everything changes. Or if you're in blackjack, it changes again per value. But adding 1 to 12, it equals to 78. That will equal to 15 and 56. And then, I mean, it's just going to, it talks about the student. This will only come from this number, 17. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. That's where Q comes in. And that's where J comes in, J10, the cap. This is the cap in DC. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. So it's talking about both worlds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. This is the world apparently we're in. 4, 3, 2 and 6, 6, 6. Actually, it's 2, 3, 4 and 6, 6, 6 creates a 90-degree angle. The reason for this is it's the reverse alphabet. Reverse alphabet totals 27, just like the house of Bait. So when you finish the word planet, it equals to 68. When you say house, 8, 15, 21, 19 and 5, 23, 44, 54, 63, 68. So you go ahead and you take these dice cube over here and you look for a 6 and an 8. You look for a 6 and an 8. You have a 2 here and you have a 4 there. So now you have 4, and 2. 4 equals to 60, 2 equals to 58. Now, what's going to happen next? You're going to end up with a 5 and a 3. Not only will you have that, you will also have a 7 and a 5 over here. So we're talking about the moon, male and female. And over here, you're going to talk about 6 and 4. Zion, Israel, the half-life. At the same time, you're going to be talking about your birth in the E world. This S also can be converted to a 5. Have you ever seen this word Sam before? Well, it can also be 5 a.m. when the rooster crows. You know, when the rooster crows and then all of a sudden all the hens start to lay eggs. 5 a.m. or for Sam, 33. Or it could crow at 6 a.m. But the 6 starts with an S, but the 5 starts with an F. So they're interchangeable for however, whether you see it or whether you hear it or you're writing it. So this will be 6 a.m. And when you're talking about 6 a.m., again, they're talking about birth. Roman numerals equal 9, and 9 is what your birth. It is numeric value 52. At 5 a.m., when it crows for Mars, the division in the sun. When it crows at 6 a.m., it's talking about Earth. What's ironic is 6 equals 5 and 2, 7. And it's going to be replica, reptilian. 5 and 2, 7. 5 and 2, 7. And what's ironic is that the invert, right, of the 6 is the 1. 1 equals to 34. Ironic, 7, 7. So we go ahead and we go to 34. You notice we have 1, 6, 7, 3, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7. And again, replica, reptilian. The 1 and 6 is also replica. So the dice were made to where that becomes reptilian. So that's your dividing 7. So that 7, right, fits between 6 and 8. So then we're going to look at another one. Did we do that? Did we do that? Yeah, we're going to have to make that a little bit smaller. 65, 42, 56, 42, 52, and 60. What are all these numbers? Well, when you have a 4 and a 2, a foreigner. 4 and 2 is what creates 6 and 8 to begin with. Number 24 is the cat. You ever put your hat on the cat's back, and the cat just goes down to the floor? Electric. The electric cat. Put the cat to the floor. Number 24 is for that. It also gets represented again in the word 5 and 9. 2 times 4, 8. 2 plus 4, 6. It divides the gate. When you have 2, and you take 2 of these areas, you have 7 left over. So 2 and 7. When you have 4, you have 5 areas left over. When you have 4, you have 5 areas left over. Look at that. Look what they showed us, the cross, right? 2, 4, 6, 8 is left over. You have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So when you have 4, you're talking about 10 right away. 1 and 9, 10, 3 and 7, 10. That's the story. Here it's 2 and 8, 10, 4 and 6, 10. So here's all your 10s. So we have 5. So when we have 5, we have 4. When we have 3, we have 6. When we have 5, we have 4. At the same time, every single one of these, the average value is 5 according to this. Or according to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. Let's not count this one. Everything rotates around it. So it's 40 plus 5. So the 40 days we walked nowhere in the desert was 40 plus 5. And we needed to walk all those days for rotation. Apparently, at 20 turns and 1, this is usually complete. The Monopoly game is also, when they built it, they made it 20 by 20. 20 by 20 ending equals 2021. I'm gonna get back to it. 2021, or 47 times ABC equals to 5781, or 1927, equaling to 46 Zion Israel. What is this? Break it down to 1/3. Break everything down to 1/3. 4s and 3s. 4s and 3s, everything. That's the center of this. Where was I going to go? We did another number before I wanted to talk about. We did another number in here. So yes, is it 5775? So what happens in 5775? It becomes 1925 is what it becomes, which equals to 44. That is noted to be area space. Space equals to 44. And teen equals to 44. Area is 25. The same as the word jack, as the plug-in, or earth at 52. I have that mathematical equation here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I did this, right? There's more to this. There's much more to this. I just have to focus. This will happen for 3 years, and then 1 year is the leap year. So you're actually going to get 93, 90, 29. Here you're going to get 84. That 84 is what your cycle is. Your moon cycle is on 84. The 21 dots, if you were 2 players playing a game, then the 21 dots and the 21 dots and the 21 dots and the 21 dots equals to 84. It's a 28-day moon cycle. The numeric value for man is 28. There's 13 moon cycles. To become a man, you have to have the bar mitzvah at the age of 13 ending. This would be man. And this will equal to the 364 days, or creation in Mars, 360 and 40 for the 40 days we walk. And 9 times 4 equals to 36. The fourth planet is Mars. The fourth finger of marriage is the same finger as birth. The ninth finger, 5 and 4. It's also noted as the seventh finger, as well as the ninth finger, where September will now come in. 19 is created from number 13, which created for the base figure that I know for 19 is from number 16. It inverts itself. I'm not really sure where 25 comes from. I forget where it comes from. I just know it's for Earth. So the 19 is going to fit into the moon, and the 25 Earth is going to fit into electric. So I get electric moon. Not only that, in the year 5775 or the year 2015, right? 2015, it starts with a 2, it ends with a 5, in between is the 10, our creation. Is that when you multiply it by 13 moons, 5775 times 13 moons, I'm using the Hebrew year, equals to a total of 75,075. Crazy, it's so perfect. 7 and 5, 12. 7 and 5, 12. You have 12, 12. Did you know that there are 2 12s to begin the clock? 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Another 1, 2 that comes together, except the spread is different. I don't know what that calculation or what it does yet. I'm just making it light because we all should be working on this, I believe. I believe that every breath we take and every thought we have is being recorded. Let's call it avatar. Noted that we are in the Mars system, and once you're in the Mars system, when you plug into the Mars system, you're not in Mars, you're with Mars, and you end up to be in Saturn. Nesting on the oceans of Neptune, 864. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. I think the diameter of the sun is 86,400,000 something. Half of that is 432 Earth's vibration. 3 days by 1440 equals to 432. The Mayan calendar, when you multiply, when you have that 864 times 3 equals 25,920, which is I think the long Mayan something cycle. It all fits in. It just fits. 74 for energy also fits in. I forget what that calculation is. 25,920 divided by 74 equals to 25,920 divided by 74 equals to 350,27,027. 350 is the point before. It's hard to explain what this is, what I see. I have never really worked on this. I just know what I see. 27 is telling me about the house of Bait. 7 times 2, 7 plus 2 equals, first of all, it says win big, red is what it says. 27 is also for red. Okay. Also, 7 times 2, 14 is N. 7 plus 2 is 9I. 7 and 2 is B and G. It says win big, and number 27 is red. 3 times 27 is 81. You now have Venus. The 35 is a connection to the 75. Why is it a connection to the 75? 7 and 3 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. It goes in the heart. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Again, into another heart. 5 and 3 is 8. In the heavens, Bait. It's a lot of noise. Do you hear all the noise? The computer's making noise. I hear the buzzing outside. You look into the sky during the day. I'm going to read back some of the comments now. I'm going to try and catch up. If you go back and you look outside in the day, you can see the silver. Always remember, when things begin, it begins with gold, silver, and then bronze is a combination of the two. Part of the combination of what is silver and bronze, even though there's no silver in bronze and there's no gold, bronze seems to look like gold. So it's to the eye. And the tin that's in the bronze relates to what is silver, yet silver is noted to be shiny, right? Because we sort of tend to look at it as the silverware. So now we have to attach that silverware ware. And now if we attach it to our silverware, we're going to have to think about all our dishes, right? Just like the fork, the spoon, the knife, the teacups, everything that goes with what they used to call old china. And the word China is, I think, a Jewish word. I forget what the Jewish words are. Don't forget some of these words are very important. Yeah, so back to Ireland, we have the DNA, the 360, and it says I re-land. And when you look at it, most people today will not see this, but the L and the I look the same. When I was born, it had a top and a bottom to it. They no longer have it. They took it off. According to what I've heard from many farmers, okay, right, but they only lay 6 days a week. And again, it's 21 days for a chick to hatch. They keep it at the hatchery usually 6 days, and then they ship it off to the farms. The word George, right? First of all, when you use ST, it means first. I like to think as first as being in the center or as at the seventh gate. Also saying that first at the seventh gate is because this is the only 7. This is the only true reverse 7. All the other ones are 5. If you would drill a hole in this entire dice straight across, right? The second thing is there's an elbow in here, which maybe you can see, maybe you don't see, is because if I want to come out to one of these, the only way for this to come out, it can come out here, right? Or it can come out here. There's only 3. There's only one Y in this that comes out because the center dot. So I can plug these 3. It'll create a Y. It also says the ace sun. The other 2 become 2, 4, 6. It's 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 equals to 9. 2, 4, 6 equals to 12. It's I and L, Lily. It's also 9 and 3. 1 and 2 is 3. It becomes Angel Lily, or Lilith, if you want to look at it that way. The Lilith, because 2, 4, 6, when you get 4 and 6, 2, okay, 2 is what makes up 2 and 2 inside 5, 2 and 2 inside a 6, and 2 and 2 inside a 4. That's where your TH comes out. There's 1 times 2, which is nothing. There's 2 times 2 equaling to what is 4 Mars, and there's 3 times 2 equals to what is 6. And now you're with Saturn. Angel and 10, both equal to number 39. Also, when you write it, 3C, 9I, 12L, it almost sounds like CL, equaling to what is in French, sky. I like to use English and French. Without the 2 of them mixed up, I have no balance. I live here in the province of Quebec. Numeric value, I think 53, electric company. Any craps, when you go to the crap table and they write, instead of saying a craps, they're not saying any craps, it's 11 craps, but they never say that. So that's why they put EC, or number 35, which also represents 11 and 12. The reason for that is what happens is you get 1 and 2 is noted as a crap, but you know what's on the opposite side? Yo 11. When you say yo, the Y is the 25th letter, representing the Earth, 7. The O is the 15th letter, 1 and 5 is 6. O Canada, O say can you see? 6 representing Mars. 11 is 2 and 3 coming together. 6 and 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 3 coming together for RAM. Ramification. What else did I want to say with these dice? I don't remember. So yes, the other loser in this is 1 and 1. So what is 1 and 1? Because this is only 2. It can only be AA or just B. This is 6 and 6. It can be FF. Notice the 2 ways it goes. If I have it this way, 4 is up or 3 is up. When I have it the other way, 2 is up or 5 is up. 2, 5, 3, 5, and let me see. That's 3, 5. Now you're going to have 2, 4. That is a gateway. The 2-4 is the separation. Why is it the separation? I'm going to get back to that. I stopped doing it. That was something I was doing about the 6 and the 8. I'm going to finish that now. Maybe I'll get a chance. We'll go on to the clock. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let me check the, what's it called? I just have to know that I'm doing 6 and 8, right? 6 reverse 8. It's funny because when you play the game of craps, you have to wager, right? 6 bits or $6, whatever you want to call, in order to win 7. 6 wins 7. So if you put up 6 Mars, you win 7 Earth. And 6 and 7, yeah, that's right, it equals the 13. Man on the moon. You have to be 13. You have to have 169 moons passing. 13 by 13 equals 169. Guess what? The Monopoly board uses 169 of these squares to occupy 40 spaces. And the reason for that is the corners are square and the properties and everything else is rectangular. 6 and 8, 6 equals to 52, 8 equals to 49. The two of them together create 101 or 92 equaling to the birth. I'm going to show you this. 6 is 52, 8 is 49, 101. 9 and 2, 11. The sun is 5 and 4. The sun and the fox pass. Fox, 666. 9 and 2, yellow, equaling soul. In the house of bait. 20 and 9, equaling to earth. The word 20 equals to 107. 5 times 2 equals to 10. 5 plus 2 equals to 07 equals to Q. Now, the funny thing about that is we have the 7th inning stretch. There's 18 and 21 outs before the home team comes to bat, equaling to 39. 3 and 9. We also have, when the game is over, we have the 10th inning. If you reach the sun, or the visitors have won. If you don't reach the sun, the visitors have won. ITVI, representing Mars, the IT system in the sun. Why? To say this, when you say this, it is dimanche, which means the 10th inning. It's actually written like this. And manche is sleeve. When a baseball game ends on 9 innings, if you would say it in French as manche, it would mean 9, let's say 9 hands. It's an arm. Actually, it's an arm. So right away, manche in French meaning arm, right, or handle. I'm going to relate that to Mars. If you have 9 hands, but you have 9 hands, okay, for one team, that means you are 4 plus 1/2 person, because every person has 2. But if you had both teams play 9 innings, equals to 18, equals to 9 people, or 1 life. Reish, the 1 spirit in the 8 heaven, 1 life, 9 lives of the cat. 9 equals to a life. But actually, also, we can use it like this, 25 years to life. Or how about 2 lives? See the way we switch that? But we also do it with that, 5. Yeah, so I'm going to read those questions. I'm going to the kitchen for 2 minutes. I'm going to come back just to give you a little shout out while I'm gone. You can just take a look at the scenery. I don't know if there's enough light up there, right? Is there enough light? And I'm going to come back, answer the questions, and just give me a minute. What happened to the cat? Oh, she's sleeping. So much information, so much information, so much information over thousands of years. You cannot hide. You cannot hide anything. You know, before I begin, there was something I read today that in the year 2525, they said we're going to start to see, where's my, where's that thing they call a phone? Oh, it was right here. Just give me a minute. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. Right next to me. Oh. Yeah, there was something they're calling it. Oh, I can maybe find it here. Hold on a second. No, it's in here. Just give me a second. My pictures. Let me see. Yeah, it's called SEERS. SEERS. That's what it's called. They say there's a new pandemic. Another respiratory thing that they're planning for that new game. You know, there's a new game. They plan things for the future. So, anyways, let me go over. Wife loves it. So, wife and wives again connect to 5 and 9. Okay, PM. Some say 77 hours. So, I'm just going to see what I can do with that. Well, let me tell you one thing about 77 is what it does is it recreates the number 63, and 63 is the word 11. So when you say 11, automatically it's 9 because the numeric value for 11, I wish you can see me and what's down here, is 63 equals to 49 and 14 minus 14, it equals to 35. So your 963 birth inside the house of Bate brings you to the negative value of what is 35. When you play roulette, you get paid 35 to 1. In fact, the whole game roulette more or less says 8, 11, 2, 1. Those are the payouts. In roulette, there's 17 to 1, 1 and 7, 8. There's 17 to 1 is 2. 2 numbers, 17 to 1. 3 numbers, 11 to 1. 4 numbers, 8 to 1. 6 numbers, 5 to 1. 18 numbers, 1 to 1. So when you get to the 18, when you get the half, it's a 1-to-1 equality. When you get to 12 numbers, it's 2 to 1. So now when you get to 12, right, 2 dice at 12, you're now 2 to 1. And now you have 2 dice. I think that's all that it is. So just to make this short, is this one is going to show me my gate. This is going to show me my creation. This one's just going to show me 8. This will show me 5. This will show me 1. This will show me 2. So why did I get this? 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals 7 and 8. So now I'm going to get to 15. Now this will equal to what is 11. And then that'll end up equaling to 3. So this one and this one will come together. They're going to equal to the same thing. And 5, 1, 2, these three over here are explaining 51 Mars, 52 Earth, 85 Matrix, 83 the creation heaven. And this is the rotating gate. The mathematics will be 56, 7 by 8, 56, and 15. So your 9, 11 rotating gates. Here's your numeric value 11. And so I don't want to make this too confusing. And remember, every time you talk about a number, you're always talking about number 9. And you're talking about right. You're talking about the right 9. If you talk about the right 9, you talk about the red 9. If you talk about the red 9, you talk about hot, you talk about 43. Where do I get all this from? If you talk about cold, you'll get 34. The total will be 77. These two will work out to this number over here. I'm going to tell you where it comes from. Musical notes, when you see that, it's usually the top part. Should I write top or right? That's the top part, and that's the bottom part. This is a number sign. Right away, it tells me number 9, even though the bottom one looks like a number 9. So they didn't go too far from home. If I look at this expression of this round circle will be relating to the 2 or the 3 or the 5 or the 6 or the 9. Because if you look at the way they write these, many of the numbers put this little dot on it. Anyways, this is for future reference. So the word for student, we just went 5, 1. We did yo. Remember we did yo before? Well, that's 25 and 15th letter, equaling to 75 and 45. Okay, just 1 second. I just got a message. Usually I don't answer, but I'm going to do it now. Okay, just 1 second. I'm gonna, usually I don't answer this. Okay. Let me just read this over here. Elizabeth. Again, right inside the name, the Z-A, Beth, Bethlehem, TH, time, heaven, a house of bait. I'm not sure if you want to go to Eliza. Can we take that Z and turn it upside down? Elizabeth. E, separate lizard. I'm just trying to think lizard, you know, I'm just trying to look virgin, virgin. So there's never been a passage. There's never been a voyage. There's the fish have never arrived at the egg. I'm just trying to look. Let me get on pirate cute. Let me see. 1968, the divided gate by the moon. So they went to the moon just in the nick of time for that reason, because of 19 and whatever that whole entire year. In fact, this is huge what's going on right now. The 1960 babies are 60. 1960 to 2020 was the beginning of the 60 babies, all the way up to 2029. And in 2030, it becomes 60 and 70, and it's a clench between Mars and Earth. And all those babies will hit the age of 69 plus 1 for those born in 1960, because you're not born on the day in 1960. You could have been born on the first day, but you weren't procreated on the first day of January 1st. And that means your system had to start in the year before in order to procreate that time. So when we get to the year 2030, that will be the 60s babies. So maybe then there's a whole schedule coming for the 2030s. Thanks for reminding me of that. That's why I stopped just writing. I was just writing for 5 years. I wrote, didn't do any videos. And I said, hey, no one's going to look at all my books. I says, no one's probably going to look at this, but if I don't put this information out there, I was told that just share it, just keep sharing it, just keep sharing it, because the system itself that we were born into has no choice but to continue the flow of the river. The river must flow. If you stop the river from flowing, it will back up, and so will the information. And the information must come in for those who get the information first in the first triangle, and then dilute it into the next triangle. Just the same way that when we're born, we have one moon, but yet there's 2 sixes. How the space does make a difference to we are. Well, that's right. So when you put these two over here, that's 9. That's 90 on the keyboard, right? Right. Maximum. Right. Yeah. Let me see. What's this? I9. Autumn. Autumn is also can be a representation of singularity, autonome. The ring finger. This is the ring finger. Number 9, number 7, 7 and 9, and 4. Since 9 can be flipped over to 6, it can say God. So this is 7. This is 9. This is 4. It's number 17 and 19. So let's see if we can do that again. This finger, I'm going to have to write that down. This finger is 2. It's also 4. 2, 4, 7, 9, 5, 10, 15, 17, and 19. That's that finger. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 toes, 10 toes, 15, 16, 17. 5 toes, 10 toes, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 5, 6, 7. So now that finger is worth 6, 13, 22, 39, 49, 58. That finger gets 58. This finger, okay, gets 3 and 8 and 13 and 18. It doesn't get anything else unless we decide not to count our thumbs. You notice we might not count our thumbs. If we were talking about Mars, we're not going to count our thumbs. And all the characters that we see on TV, these cartoon characters, they only have 4 fingers for Mars because Mars is a split. Earth, we get the extra finger. We get odd number for Earth and even number for Mars, and my entire project can be completely reversed. If I did it wrong, that's all it is. It's just going to be the opposite of what I said. And all in that order. So now this finger is 42. 18 and 13 is 31, and 11 is 42. Isn't that ironic that it's 42 and it also divides the gate? 4 times 2, 4 plus 2, 6 and 8. This finger over here, okay, is the same. Sorry, these 2 fingers are the same. These 2 fingers are the same. These 2 fingers are the same, but not that one. And you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You end up with 4 results. And here you end up with 6 results. So we're going to get 42 and 42, right? We're going to get 42 and 42. And the other one, we're going to get 36, 9. And it's funny the way we both get 17 and 19 and both 7 and 9. And 17 is going to equal to Mars and 19 will be the moon. We have 2 and 4, which is going to divide the gate. So we're dividing the gate between Mars and the moon, not including the sun. But inside of the 4 result, right, this finger, right, this finger tells us about man, tells us about creation, tells us about the heaven, tells us about Resh. It also gives us number 4 and 9. It also gives us both 4 and 9 inside of it. So it's a way to connect over here. These 2 are a way to connect into this result. So we get the 4th planet, if we want to look at it that way, into the 6th planet. It depends how we want to use our numbers, right? Let me look at the rest of the questions. It's an hour 23. It's 12:41 where I am. It's almost time for bed. You're in ML, a former. Where is that? Michigan, or no? Is that Michigan? Well, not can also be twisted. In the year 2525, if man is still alive, that's in 2 years from now. Because when we sing, we don't say 2025. Oh, in the year 2025, 2025. No, we say in the year 2525. We in the clock, we just repeat the last 2. Now, what time is it? It's 3:30. 30. We want to hear the 30. We basically know that it's 3 o'clock. Anyways, forget about that. That's bah. Listen, they always said the roulette table had was the universe, right? We all have a personal connection to the Lord. Our IP address. When we pass on, we rest in peace. Our RIP address. But the word rip means let her rip, let her go. It also means shavings, could be scalings, right? If you're talking about alligators, could be scales. Could be talking about fish scales. Scaling. I'm just trying to see. RIP, rest in peace. I think we did this at the beginning. XBB. Oh, thank you very much. I don't know how I do it. It's just from the games. It's just from everything that exists. It's there, you know. It's just there. It's just there. I'd show you more. So I can't drag this camera out. So 3773, between a creation inside the sun with the matter and energy in Christ. Can we look at it that way? The divided sun. And when you use this angle, right, you're talking about the Z. And I'm not really sure which way to go with this, but this angle is going to also explain percentage, because we find that with two sides on the 5 key. So it's the percentage in the E world if we decide to look at it that way. And this is 11 and 13. This will create number 24, number 2 and 4. The reason for that, in order to achieve 3, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 2 and 1. What is 3? And you even get it in A and B. So actually 11 would actually be the beginning of creation. 11 and 13. 11 for the female, 13 for the male. The reason for that is because 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will create 2 and 1, or 1 and 2, 12. And number 13 is actually created from 16. 1 and 6 equals to 7, right? Now 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 is 7 and 6, 13. So 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4 equaling to 7. So that's how I bring the numbers to be what they are. And that 1 and 6, bringing in the heavens of creation. There are 8 empty spaces. Just use 1 dot in the center. There's 8 that go around. You flip it over to the other side. There's 6. There's only 3 empty spaces. 8 and 3. 3 and 8. Creation heaven. Middle finger. Well, you know what? Middle finger, just putting together M and I. The first 2 can be, first of all, it's the federation, because you can also do this. And that So, well, I should have made a 1 over here. So Fed is 4, 5, and 6. The reason for that is in the letter M, which looks like a 1v1 coming together, is 4, 5, and 6. When you multiply it, it equals to 120. When you add it, it equals to 15. It equals to 135. 13.5 is the split of the alphabet between male and female. 1, 3, and 5 is the first, third, and fifth letter. And the sun, when reduced to a single digit, equals to 1, 3, and 5. The letter A, if you take a look, the top part looks like a D. The bottom part looks like a C. This bar that goes across can be used for the H, and it can be used for the I, turning the A sideways, now looking like a little fish. At the same time, the angle going up this way can be represented of the Z. The angle going up this way can be representing the Z. The angle going this way will represent the N. When you represent the N, it's DNA, it's the sun, it's birth in the divided house of Bait and the sun. So now you have the N, the Z. You also have the H. You have the I. You have the N, and you have the Z. And the reverse alphabet of Mars is the same thing as the design of the A. And can I say hypothetically, right? It all has to be discussed, but what we're doing is we have some solid facts and some we can question it, right? And there's other ways to look at the A. If you look at the inside of the A, right, it comes to a point. But if you look at the outside of the A, there's a bar going across. So the bar going across the top of the A, the outside is telling me about Earth, and the inside, where that little triangle is telling me about Mars, almost like we live in one sector of Earth quarters. Mars pods and Earth quarters. Mars 51 or 15, 15 equaling in 4 parts to the 60 seconds on the clock, or multiply it by 6 equaling to the 90. Now you would say, well, 90, I'm missing 10. Well, you're not missing 10 if we're working by tens and we're working by this. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9 times is 90. It's not 100. When you're working in thirds, like the moon cycle, I started to explain it before, is 28 days. But because we work at 3 and then 4, right? We work 3 and then 4, meaning that 21, 21, 21. And before we complete the cycle, we add another 21 equaling to 84 days. And then 84 days times 4, another cycle, equals to 336, equals to 12 moons, equals to the female. We have to do this 3 times, 12 equaling to 36, understanding we have to rotate in 360 degrees. So we get 3 times 12 is 36, and the next one brings us to our new level at 48. 48 represents SON, sun, 3/16. It also, when you get 48, you have the reverse is 84. Now we're into Pluto. So Pluto running the cycles of man. To the one moon, we have Luna, not talking about the Mars moons. And just crazy that the Mars moons, you ever hear of phobias? Anybody have a phobia? Or demons? You have demons and phobias and demons. Don't they work together? Well, the names of the moons of Mars is Phobos, like your USB key, and Deimos. Dice cube, USB key and dice cube, like a plug-in of some sort. Wow, I just dice 4451. Anyways, Phoenician Aleph over American. Explain that just a little bit. And also Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Is Phoenix just magician? I don't know. I'm just getting extreme. Okay. I'm getting a horned head. Phobos, yeah. I'm extremely tired. I think I'm going to have to end it here. Maybe there's it just never stops. You know, every single night I find just new information. There's so many building patterns, right? Goes up to 7, down to 1, over to 1, and back up to 7. But my problem with this, okay, I may have to restructure my design. And the reason for that is because this design works on every second number, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. Now, when I go to the next one, the next number 1, I'm supposed to skip over it and start at 2 because I was going every second one. So over here, I'm supposed to skip, leave this space open or something, or move this one down and move this area here has to come over here. This other one is going to be a connector. The M and N is a connector. But anyways, I'll show you that another time. We did the for 135. Just 1 second. Let me see this. What? Oh, yes, 4, 5, and 6. Also, 4, 5, and 6. It's funny that in cribbage, it's 5 points. And it's a big number in cribbage, 4, 5, and 6. Also equals to the federation and def, maybe definition, equals to 120 and 15, 105, equals to 135. This one is Mars. Just 1 second, I'm going to come back with you. So this is what we just did, right? And look at that, 3 and 6, our rotation in the sun, dividing the alphabet up. When you add up 1 to 15, it equals to 120. 1, 8, 15. Anybody ever see this? The game of pool. The 1 ball, the 8 ball, and the 15 ball. When you go 1 through 8, 1 through 7, right? When you add up 1 through 7, it equals to 28. When you add the 8 on for the heaven, it equals to 36. So in the cycle of man, you get your rotation through the gateway. We can go JI if you want to look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2 equals to 10 equals to 9. It's also number 19S. Now, when you add the 9 onto it, you get 45 onto that. But anyways, the 9 is on the other side. So now we're going to go 9 all the way over to 15. When you add the total here, although it's 120, we're going to go 112 plus 8. So what we're going to do is we have, what do we have? We have 28, and then we have to get to here, so that would be 94. Is that right? Is this equal to 94? 94, 104, 104, no, 84. 84 and 8, 92. So it's perfect. So in the first one, we get man and the cycle in the moon. We connect it, we get our 360 degrees. In the second one, 9 through 15, right, we get 84. We now have Pluto. 3 by this one equals to 84. So the low numbers, we need 3 times that to get into the high numbers. Now let's see if the calculation's right. 15 plus 14 plus 13 plus 12 plus 11 plus 10 plus 9 equals 84. So they're just right. This is going to divide the night and the day by mathematics. If you minus the 12, it equals to 20. This will equal to 16 and 8 equaling to 24, dividing night and day. And again, redividing it over here, the house. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 6 and 8, dividing the house. In the spirit of 76, Mars and Earth. This one will also be, let me see this. This is 3 and 5. 3 times 3, 5 times 5. 3 to the power of 2, 5 to the power of 2. Ram Earth. So once we did this, now what we have to do is this. And this. It becomes 60 and 24, not counting the bookends. And this one, 6, 7, 8, 9 equals to your 30 create through Mars. Let's not count this. It equals to 15. Back to Mars again, Mars creation. This one over here. If we multiply this, it's 135 divided in the sun. And added equals to 24 division of the day. So this becomes 135 and 24, 159. 90 and 45, 135, and 24 equals to A, E, and I. 3 vowels. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. Just note these two reverse having 3 in its family. This one only has 2 in its family. But in the cube family, 5 only has 2, and the 9 only has 2. In 6 and 8, you get 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3. In the 5 family, you get 1, 4, 2, 3. In the 4 family, you get 1, 3, 2, 2. Anyways, I'm not going to go on with that. I'm just tired. Good night. Anybody wants to help out this channel in any way, if we can build a system that we can put all this information in, that would be just fantastic. That would be the best thing in the world. If we share the videos, that's a great thing. And the great thing also, if you want to just help me out, send me pens. I can use some of these books or whatever you want to. If you want to send me the 4 key, that would be nice also. You have to go shift 4, and that would work out too. Take care, everybody. We are all connected to the main source. Just know that. The truth is out there. You cannot hide it. For every word you have ever seen And just to say goodnight to Miss Mew. She's just sleeping over here. Good night, Miss Mew. I see her opening her eyes slowly. I don't believe that animals actually sleep. I think they get a perfect sleep, but they're awoken by our actions. They're awoken in the alternate source and they know exactly what's going on. That's why it's very hard to sneak on an animal, because you're moving this area over here, this area that you don't see, right? But if I move it enough, you'll feel the wind in the area. And if you're feeling the wind and you're feeling something, obviously it exists. Raphael, peace and love. Thank you for watching. In honor of my late brother-in-law, peace. I know he's up there listening, or down there, or somewhere. He's working on our escape and our freedom. 66. Thank you for watching. Yeah, just to say that, Route 66, switch for Route 80. Now it's the I-80, 9 and 8, instead of the offshore roads running through Route 66, east and west. Rooks and castles. The whole entire, you got to take the chess game and stack it up. You have to have 8 and 8. Peace. Night.